Hello, hello, hello. Here we are back again with another Shoe Snob unboxing video, one take wonder series. Got something new, something different, something I normally wouldn't show, but again, the world is moving at a fast pace. The industry is growing at an incredible rate, and new shoemakers are popping out of the woodworks left and right. And as a person who loves to grow the shoe industry in terms of brands that are passionate about quality and design and getting men to wear better shoes, I'm happy to promote different makers that maybe I wouldn't have in the past, because I realize not everybody can afford John Lobb, Edward Green, Gaziano Gerlin, etc., etc. Not everybody can afford $400 or $500 shoes, but doesn't mean that sub $300 there aren't good shoemakers out there. There are. They just may not come from the countries you think. So let's take a look at something from a place that I've never spoke about before with regards to shoes, but a country and a culture that I do love, as I grew up with many from this country and appreciate the people, and I can see that they are starting to appreciate fine shoes. So let's take a look. The brand in question is called Bordon Colombia. Bordon. And here is their box. Very solid, beautiful, and a natural box. Yeah, it's a nice box in reality. So on the box it says Bordon. So Bordon means like border, like the ape in Spain, they call the apron the Bordon. I'm not sure what it means for the brand because it does have several meanings, but in essence it means like the border, not the border like of a country, but that's frontera, but Bordon like corner, like border, like, you know, something of that nature. But and I see that they have welted shoes on the box, and there's a little bit of backdrop which I'll touch on because these shoes inside are actually not welted. So let's take a look at them. Oh, Bordon. Bordon also means edge, so it could be edge. Man, this is cool. So you don't see this very often, but there's a little like history and description of the pair that you have, which they have other pairs, so I presume that they have other kind of sheets in here catered or tailored to each pair. So it says, proudly handcrafted in Colombia. This collection is 100% made in Colombia with the best standards of craftsmanship, hand-lasted and handcrafted for highly experienced artisans, combined with a super eco-friendly production, avoiding raw material waste and overstock products that make a perfect and high-quality boot to enjoy it every single moment. There's a lot more, but I won't go into that. We will just discuss the shoes as we pull them out. All right, presentation is already you can see it's very tight, it's very nice, very well done. Let's open it up. All right, so again, you have another kind of pamphlet, which is pretty cool. It's got their Instagram, it's got the picture of the boots. Support us in making our work known. This is very cool. They have like a very intelligent kind of share our brand and gain money off with your personal code. So kind of like a referral system. It also says note, just and enjoy them. They have QR codes on here. Not sure where that leads to. They talk a bit about eco-friendly sustainability for those interested in that. Each pair of dust bags you are contributing to the environment. Average of 14,000 pounds no longer be used. Social was given to work Colombian heads of household. Sorry, I'm just reading the things. So there's just a little bit of information on what goes into their products and how they help the environment and the nation of Colombia, which, you know, I think is important. It's nice that they're thinking about this and they're trying to give back and help and, you know, promote the economy of their country. It's a cool little kind of like keychain type cutout. I don't know what that is, like a leaf or a something from nature. Nice smell of leather, very nice. So a little polish in here, beeswax. That smells good. So a little beeswax tin, I presume special for the boots here, but I'm not sure because these aren't exactly calfskin. All right, let me just pull the bags out, or nothing else. Now, these are some really nice bags. They seem very high quality. They're just like a typical shoe bag, but the material seems a lot stronger, better made. And truth be told, the finishing is pretty clean on the bag. You wouldn't be surprised how cheap a bag can be. I've had to deal with it myself, and you wouldn't be surprised how quickly you can spend a lot of money on making the bag better. So anyway, very beautiful, big bags, very good quality. I like this bag. All right, so let's pull these boots out. So for those of you that have followed me for a long time, you're probably thinking Justin's never talked about a boot like that before, or potentially not in a good way, as big, chunky, clunky boots have never really been my thing. But I thought I don't always have to show what's my thing, and sometimes I just have to show what I think is, you know, other people like, but that's of quality, of good make. I was curious to, I've never had anything in a rough out kind of waxy leather, so I was curious to check that out. You know, I'm always so focused on super high grade calfskin and suede shoes that I never stopped to really take the time to learn more about the casual side of the industry and the more casual leathers that are so big these days in this overtaking of Americana olden style boots with rough out suedes and whatnot. So I thought, let's take a look at one. Of course, they were offering a semi one, so it kind of just easily presented itself. And yeah, I chose that out of all the options, which is good. So the boots by Bordon. Again, there's a history behind the brand. So the brand started in 2018, and as the box said, it says welted shoes because they used to make out of Spain and Portugal. But then the pandemic occurred, and as it did for many, it affected their business greatly through lack of supply chain and the closing of countries' borders. So they decided with this, you know, like I've mentioned again, in this period, it gave a lot of us the opportunity to think about new projects or reinventing ourselves or ways to survive. And in this instance, because of the issues between I presume, Colombia and Europe, they ended up starting their own manufacturing in Colombia. But they made me aware that in Colombia there's a lack of machinery, of Goodyear welted machinery, so they had to start by making Blake construction boots. So at first glance you would think these are welted. They show, you know, a welt stitch. They have even a storm welt, but in fact they are Blake constructed. Which must be through the midsole, and then the outsole must be cemented on. It's the only way I can imagine, if they're telling me they're not Goodyear welted, because then this stitch would be the Goodyear welt, but they're saying they're not. So, but with that, you know, if you know me, I'm not the biggest supporter of Blake. I just don't personally find it comfortable. So, but they have they say that inside the boots are the things that I think make shoes comfortable, like a corked footbed, which they say they have between the midsole and the sole. with all these layers of soles could be very well be possible, because normally Blake, you just slap the sole right onto the midsole, so there's really not much depth to be adding things there, because you don't have that welt that gives kind of an extra layer of height and depth for you to put some cork inside. But apparently they managed to overcome that, and they put cork inside, which makes them obviously more comfortable, at least in my opinion. So yeah, Blake Stitch, super strong, durable winter boots, but cushioned and comfortable. So I tried them on. They recommend me getting a US 8, UK 7, because they have what they called, now I won't be able to tell you this exactly, but they have a certain kind of cushion technology in here. They have a fully leather lined insole there. So with that thought, they thought that that took up some space. But to be honest, because they're quite wide and I have a narrow foot, the 8 was still a bit roomy, but it allowed me to wear thick socks, which if I was to wear boots like this, I wouldn't be wearing dress socks, I'd be wearing thick socks. So it was the smarter size to go with, as I would never wear my super thin Egyptian cotton socks with a pair like this. If you are to wear normal dress socks, probably stick with your normal dress shoe size. If you intend to wear them with heavier socks, bump up half size. So anyway, the interesting thing about this is why they are Blake constructed. They have told me that they are completely handmade in the beginning process. So hand cut leathers. I believe it also says some of that here. Just double checking. No, okay, it doesn't. It just talks about the leather. But the hand cut leather, they're hand lasted, they said. They said, I can't recall if these are hand sewn on the upper. It's believable because the stitches are quite big. When you see super fine stitching, it's 99.999% done by a machine. But with the larger stitch, it very well could be that these were hand stitched. But again, I can't, definitely not some of the lining here. I don't recall for sure. But I can't imagine that there is a lot of handwork that goes into the beginning stages. Obviously, when you start sewing soles on, that's done by machine. But you can tell it's a solid boot. You know, it gives the feel and look of a welted, but it's, you know, it's more flexible. I couldn't do that on a double commando sole, Vibram no less, because Vibram is very strong and durable. Sorry, I haven't given you a close-up here. They are very flexible for those of you that like that flexibility. So yeah, you know, the owner reached out to me, or the co-founder, and, you know, nice guys, and I want to help, you know, small brands that are out there trying to create beautiful products. It may not be the thing that I love and focus on, but I know that a lot of men like stuff like this, and if they can get a good quality at a good price, you know, why not? Why not share that? I do have a special place for the Colombian culture, as I grew up with many Colombian people, and they are great people, and so I want to support that as well, because you know, I love that culture, and I love that they're out here trying to better their own economy and promote fine shoemaking in a new country, which I think is great. It doesn't always have to be about Europe or America, for that matter, or any of the countries that were previously known for shoemaking. Pretty sure there's, you know, a huge industry in Argentina. You just don't see it because I don't think they export a lot. But it's nice that with the world and the way technology is working, we're able to finally be able to see other options out there in the world. And yeah, this is one step into growing that idea. So apparently this boot is already done very well and sold out, but they do have more pairs coming soon. Sorry, sold out just in this colorway, which is the dark brown waxy rough felt suede version. But there are other colorways. They are making more. Definitely get in touch if you're interested. Bordon Colombia, I'll put the link below. Yeah, great stuff, and all at $268, which is pretty good deal for a super solid boot of this nature. I dare say these are gonna last a long time to somebody that wears them. You can tell that they are very hard wearing. You know, super solid sole. And maybe, who knows, maybe on one of those rough, nasty snow days here in New York where you're submerging into a foot of snow, I'll just break these out with my thick socks so I can get to where I need to get going safely and not ruin my little dress shoes. Put them in my backpack. But anyway, Bordon Colombia, check them out. They have other models, other boot models. They have some dress shoe models. I believe the dress shoes are sub $200. I'm not sure if those are left over from when they were making in Europe, or if that's I believe the boot line is the new made in Colombia line. So the other stuff might be the old welted stuff from Europe. But yeah, definitely check them out. Definitely check them out if you're interested in, you know, shoes from other countries. If you're looking for a solid shoe, I mean, when you look at the competitors of a boot like this, they're upwards of $400 or $500. So at half that price for a solid boot, I think it's worth looking into. They do use what they say are all gold rated European leathers. So I believe this is an Italian rough out suede. They use a vegetable tan insole, a vegetable tan midsole, and they got a semi-aniline calf leather on the lining, which actually seems very soft and nice. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed something different. You know, again, trying to show new things, not just focus on the same old that I always talk about. You know, we got handmade super fine dress shoes one day and more casual rough out suede chunky toe commando sole boots the next day from a completely different country that I've never spoke about before. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Do check out Bordon Colombia. Nice people. It's always great to support nice people. That, for me, is an important part of everything. There's nothing worse than people who are up their own you-know-what. Humble, nice people always got a place in my heart and a space on my site. So, sorry, something stuck in my throat. Hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to subscribe, share, like, comment, and do stay tuned as we have more coming. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.